In this video we're going to see how FBO Explorer can help us on the invoicing method called expense invoicing. We have to decide either on expense invoicing or income invoicing. There's another video on income invoicing in this page. We're going to focus on expense invoicing then, and before that we're going to see how the balance for each pilot is built up out of his flights and other things. Let's see, for example, this pilot, which has given us 1,800 euros at the beginning, but the first ticket has a validity date which makes it valid up to the April 30, and also this ticket has a 20% discount, meaning that for every flight charged to this ticket we're going to obtain a discount for 20%. If we want to see where this ticket came from, we just double click on it and we go to the screen where the ticket was entered. It was entered as flight hours, that date, the amount is 800, and the expiry date is here with a bonus of 20%. We set that as invoiceable. It's a way of saying, okay, include this ticket into the invoice. Another thing to note, this is a complex case because in this case, for example, if we double click on that flight, we're going to the flight entry window where we can see that this flight was charged to both pilots, right? One of them is the one we're revising, and the other one also was charged for that flight. But because the final amount for this flight depends on the percentage of discount, if any, of the ticket that we use to cancel this amount, the amount is not exactly, let's go again to the amount for the flight is 260. Half of it would be 130, but because we have a 20% discount, the amount of that flight effectively is 104 euros, right? So the final amount depends not only on the time flown, but also on the conditions that we set when entering the ticket for that pilot. In here we can also see that several flights were charged to this ticket, but when we went after the validity date for this ticket, the ticket was cancelled, and was cancelled for the amount still valid in this ticket. And to make it clear, there's another annotation in the balance to make that clear. Another thing that we need to highlight here is the taxes. There's an example here. That flight on April the 6th was this one, and there was an amount for taxes. In this case, the total amount for the flight hours was 158, and the taxes were 100 euros. Again, because we have a bonus of 20% on that ticket, the amount is not the one in the flight entry, but 20% less. And another symbol here is, for example, this one. I double click on that and the ticket was marked as do not apply taxes when invoicing, that meaning that perhaps we just want to put through this charge to the pilot and the taxes were already paid in another invoice, so we want not the taxes appear in the invoice for this annotation. And finally we have this other symbol, meaning that ticket was completely exhausted at this point. So in this case we first used the amount for this ticket until the cancellation, and then this ticket went, the one valid, to charge these other charges, right? So we had only 200 euros, and then as we charged more than the total balance for this last ticket, the balance became negative. At that point we had no balance for this pilot, and we marked this as this symbol. Okay, let's go to the invoicing process for that pilot. In this window we have three groups, one for pending invoices, other for items which are non-invoiceable, and items which are already invoiced. If we go to the pilot we were reviewing at the pilot's window, in here we have the detail of every expense, same as we saw at the balance. Let's check that. Is 217 is 217, right? Let's go again to the expense invoicing window and let's produce an invoice for that guy. We could also produce automatically the invoice for these 19 pilots, or we can just select one of them and print the invoice. If we print the invoice, a Word document is generated with our company data, the customer data, and the detail for each expense as established by the balance. Note that there are some items which are not, which has not the taxes, and in the other cases like flights or other things, the tax is calculated for every item. Then the total for tax for this invoice is here, the gross total here, and the final balance, the one that we had in the pilot balance. Now that we have already invoiced for this pilot, if we go back to the pilot balance, we can see this invoice making the balance to 0. Now we can start adding charges, and next month or whenever we want, we will invoice that pilot again. Okay, then I think that's it for the expense invoicing. Thank you very much.